Welcome back. Well, we do appreciate your participation in the Eyewitness portal, and let's have a look at a recent one. This picture shows the image of the flooded Akowonjo-Egbeda Road in Alimosho local government area of Lagos. Our Eyewitness reporter says this has persisted for many years, especially during the rainy season. Our reporter says this occurs after an early rainfall today, blaming the cause of the flood on bad drainage systems in the area, and he's calling on government to address the situation as another rainy season begins. Thank you for sending in your pictures, and please keep them coming in. The People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Organization says it has uncovered a plan by the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Bola Tinubu, to assume the position of president of the country through the back door. The Director of Media and Publicity, Femi Fani-Kayode, while speaking to journalists in Abuja, also alleged that the vice presidential candidate of the APC, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has been asked to take an oath and step down after 6 months if APC wins. Chief Fani-Kayode said this is one of the reasons the leadership of the opposition party is desperate for power.
Now, the real reason Senator Tinubu nominated Osinbajo has been made known to us, and we hereby offer a public service to the Nigerian people by drawing national attention to it. Credible pieces of information at our disposal indicate that Tinubu has perfected plans to come to power through the back door. Senator Tinubu, according to our information, has compelled Professor Osinbajo to swear to an oath that after 6 months in office, he would resign as the vice president in the unlikely event that their party wins. The wicked plot, as laid out by them, is to force Professor Osinbajo to resign for Senator Tinubu to be nominated by General Buhari as his replacement. The ultimate objective of this plot is to ensure that Tinubu becomes president. The script is simple. Given the questionable health status of General Buhari, Senator Tinubu, who is desperate to be president for his own selfish reasons, will simply bide his time in the evil expectation that General Buhari will not be able to go the whole hog. We have deemed it fit to let the whole world know why the leadership of the APC is desperate for power and why the cabal controlling the APC is hell-bent to ensure that General Buhari becomes president. Our candid advice to General Buhari is this: watch your back. Our prayer is that God will save Nigeria from desperate politicians.
Some petrol stations in the country have been experiencing shortages. Some have totally closed down, while some sell the product for a few hours and then close sales. In Kwara, in the north-central part of the country, Ekiti and Oyo states in the southwest, and Akwa Ibom state in the south-south, residents have been buying the product above the 87 naira government-approved price, while long queues persist. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, today added 688 million litres of petrol to the market. With this, the NNPC is assuring the nation that it has enough product to go round for use across the country. The General Manager, Public Relations, Mr. Ohi Alegbe, in a statement, said there is no need for panic buying, which he says may be the reason for the recent artificial fuel scarcity. This year's 12th edition of the Arrett Adams Annual Memorial Lecture focused on gas as an engine of growth for Nigeria. The event became an avenue for oil industry operators and stakeholders in the oil and gas industry to debate some of the pressing issues within the sector. The annual lecture is held in honor of Arrett Adams, who died in 2002.
Gathered here are major players in the oil and gas industry, financial institutions, as well as captains of industries. They're here to discuss one thing that largely affects our economy: gas.
I'll use myself to a couple of them.
Delivering his lecture on the topic, Gas, an Engine of Growth for Nigeria, Dr. David Ige emphasizes the need to develop the resources because of it's cheaper as a source of fuel on the long haul.
The ability to leverage gas to create a petrochemical industry of world-class scale is therefore critical to job creation and economic growth in Nigeria.
With the demand for gas on the increase, this conference becomes imperative as the Vice Chairman, Board of Trustees of R.S. Adams Foundation, Charles Sezwa, explains the new trends in the industry.
Gas has become very topical in Nigeria today. I mean, every day we hear in the news why there's no power. Of course, power is the biggest driver of gas consumption or growth in the gas sector. And it becomes very important to see the linkages, the interdependence of gas and power.
For those in the business already, gas is more beneficial, being also environmental friendly.
We'll see a major improvement in the way gas is being harnessed and used in Nigeria to ensure that we can grow the Nigerian economy, which means a major improvement in the quality of life of every individual in this country.
It's another exposing lecture in the series done in honor of R.S. Adams. This time, the seminars carefully evaluated the value of gas as a resource and a revenue earner in Nigeria. Victoria Idowu, reporting for Channels Television News.
Good evening. Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. Well, the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, Nexim, has signed a $302,000 agreement with the African Development Bank to facilitate the establishment of a regional maritime company called the Sea-Link Project. In a statement released by the bank, it explained that the objective of the Sea-Link project is to promote economic growth and development in the West and Central African sub-regions. According to the MD-CEO of Nexim, Mr. Robert Oya, the project will assist in improving the current low level of export trade between Nigeria and other countries within the ECOWAS and Economic Community of Central African States sub-regions. The Sea-Link project is being promoted by the Federation of West African Chambers of Commerce and Industry, the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, and Transimex. Now, certain aspects of investment management in Nigeria is calling for regulatory amendments. According to fund managers, if Nigeria must truly diversify its economy, the private equities market is one of such areas that needs to be given more attention. They explain that the exit side of private equities and tax regime are the major concerns of investment management in the country.
The Private Companies Conversion and Listing Bill of 2013 is a proposal that seeks the mandatory transition of private firms into public companies. Such companies are expected to have met a threshold of over 40 billion naira as shareholders' fund and 80 billion naira worth of assets in 1 year. With this, such companies are to be listed in the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Now, with the privatization of most of our companies, like solid mineral, or utility, if we allow them after giving it to private individuals and we don't monitor what they do and Nigerians are not benefiting, what's the need?
Having scaled through the second reading at the House of Representatives, the bill appears to be close to the ratification stage. While more stockbrokers seem to support this bill, some fund managers disagree.
So if they're allowed to be listed in the exchange, the tendency is Nigerians are going to participate in terms of the ownership of such companies.
The OTC market, which the NSE has introduced, is a way to look at it. Provide a structured platform for the shares of unlisted big companies to be traded, which is essentially what the OTC platform is about.
For NASD, of which I'm chairman, we can trade on any company that is PLC. If you are PLC, any shareholder can come to us and say, I want to sell my shares, and we'll put it on the board for anybody to buy. That is what you need.
The Private Companies Conversion and Listing Bill comes with tax incentive and some relief on stamp duties and registration fees, but some analysts believe that this aspect of the bill is not clear.
Even the companies that are listed, what incentive do they have? What is vis-a-vis the unquoted companies? How much of contracts are going, because you are quoted on the market, people want to get to you first?
The concerns raised by these market operators may need to be given a second thought before the ratification and eventual passage of the bill into law. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Now, key indicators of the Nigeria equities market bounced back to winning ways, reversing Thursday's losses. The all-share index ended the week 0.19% higher at 30,103.81. Here's Amana Ambrose with the list of today's closing figures.
Welcome to the Stock Market Report. The Nigeria equities market ended the week on a positive note as key indicators reversed Thursday's losses, pushing the all-share index 0.19% higher. The key broad index ended Friday's session at 30,103.81, while market capitalization rose to 10.04 trillion naira. 23 stocks appreciated, and on top of that list was Nigeria Breweries, which added 4 naira 49 kobo. Forte Oil and UBN also posted gains less than 1 naira each. On the flip side, Nestle led 25 other losers, which also include UACN and Flour Mill. Union Vent, FBN Holdings, and Access Bank were the top volume drivers for the session. When the closing gong sounded, investors had exchanged 399.26 million shares in 3,831 deals for a 5.37 billion naira value. Those are trading figures for the day. I'm Imana Ambrose Amawe.
Thanks a lot, Imana. And that's all on Business News tonight. The News at 10 continues in a moment.
Still ahead on the News at 10, Super Eagles midfielder Mikel Obi faces lengthy injury layoff, set to miss next month's friendlies against Bolivia and Ghana. That's on Sports News. Do stay with us.